I finally got my sticky little fingers on one of my most anticipated LEGO sets ever. Specifically, this really anticipated LEGO set, the new Batman Arkham Asylum set. Long before this was ever rumoured that it was going to be coming back, people would say, Kev, what is the dream set that you would want? If you could have any LEGO set, what would it be? And my answer was always one of two things. Either a modular Wayne Manor with a Batcave underneath in the style of the Gringotts Bank Harry Potter set, where you've got Gringotts above ground and then the dungeon bit underneath. Would still love one of them as a proper modular. Wayne Manor on top, Batcave underneath. But the other thing I would say is a proper modular Arkham Asylum. And here it is. Not only that, I've also long been asking for inverted corner modulars. I've got so many of the normal corners, which were an absolute nightmare back when we tried to have our Lego City on these shelves behind us in an L shape, because you couldn't put them in the corner. You would need inverted corners. Frustratingly, we now have a city where we don't really need inverted corners anymore. I'm obviously going to make use of it and find a way to get it into the city, but if you've got any kind of L-shaped setup or a U-shaped setup, these kind of corners are much more useful than the ones that go the other way and are like on the outside of a city block. So it'd be interesting to see how it does connect together to other modulars once it's built and once I get it into the Lego City. But yeah, this video is me building it and then telling you all about it and telling you what I like about it. I assume I'm going to like it. If I don't like it, I'm going to be very sad because I've wanted it for so long. I don't do a lot of Lego set reviews on the channel, partly because obviously as somebody who's not in the Lego Ambassador Network, I don't get my sets until they release and I go and buy them myself. So by the time I get my hands on a set, there's been reviews out for 2 or 3 weeks. And I'm very conscious there are already reviews that have been released on this set weeks ago. So you probably already know at this point whether or not you want to buy it, but you haven't heard my thoughts on it and you'll get them here. Let's crack this bad boy open, shall we? And it is, of course, one of the new style boxes, which are actually, as part of the build process, I think they're a little bit easier because you can leave the bags in them and they don't take up loads of room. But for those of you who like to keep the boxes, which I still think is weird, but for those of you who like to keep the boxes, these ones must be much harder to store. You can't break these down flat nearly as easily as you could the previous style. We'll pop that down there, and my understanding is this is 24 bags because it works as an advent calendar. That was certainly one of the things from the original marketing. We have another box inside the box. I love it when they do this because then I can use this box as my rubbish box. I don't think I've ever had the interior box in the new style before, but this one's going to be one that I have to lift the lid off as well. New style, new style. Are you going to open? Are you still taped on somewhere? You need all manner of tools to get into Lego sets in 2025. There we go. More Lego. Yes. Oh, we've got a roller coaster piece. So that is a very chunky manual, which we'll get back to in a little while. Base plate, which before we get started, we are going to need to make that into a Mills plate. And then this, I think, is 24 bags that you could do. If you had any kind of patience and self-control, you could do as an advent calendar. I have no patience or self-control, so I won't be. But it would be, imagine a world where I was capable of waiting. That would have been cool, wouldn't it? Let's put these in order. Bags all sorted in order. Mills plate made. I only had green plate, so hopefully there's not too much of it or any of it that's going to be left exposed because the one that came with it was a dark grey one, and I don't have any dark grey plate to go on top of it. A lot of stickers. If you're not a fan of stickers, be aware there are 65 stickers in this set, and some of them are doubles as well, so probably getting on for 70 or so stickers, and some of them definitely could have been printed pieces like the letters for Arkham. Part of me does think if you're paying £270 for a Lego set, you probably shouldn't have 70 stickers, but then that part of me realises it would be over 300 if you didn't. So I can live with the stickers. 2 very weighty instruction manuals. Lots going on in there. And we do have, as you usually get, at the start of a fancy set like this. Lots of detail about the set, about how it was designed, the characters that are in it. So some quite, in fact, every minifigure has got its own little profile in here, which is quite cool. So lots of reading to do, lots of homework to do, and then 24 bags. But first, wherever my phone is, got to get my 20 points. You always have to scan. If you're not scanning your QR code to get your 20 insider points, you're not living, boys and girls. This will one day add up to a free Titanic for me, maybe. What's 27 divided by 3? Even I know that. That's 9. Didn't even need to go and get an adult like it tells me to. Register my set for myself. No special occasion. And I got it from the Lego store. That video is here on the channel for you to go and watch if you so choose. But we are going to kick off with bag 1, get the second book out of the way, and get building. I just threw a piece on the floor because I was being all extravagant and YouTubey. And we're off, and very similar to how the Home Alone set that I did build for Advent last year went. Even though we've got the base plate ready to go and we just want to get on with the building, Lego are teasing us and making us do the vehicle first. So we're doing this little prisoner transport truck, which took up the first 2 bags. It is very cool, but goodness me, I just wanted to get on with building the building at this point. I guess I could have saved it till the end, but we've done it now. Let's have a look at it. Well, that's the first 2 bags complete, which gets us the little prisoner transfer truck, which, to be fair, has got a lot of the stickers on itself. There's probably like 8 stickers on this thing. We also have a minifigure prison guard who is strapped to a little stretcher thing and going in the back because this guy, the Joker, with his lovely gun, which also has 2 stickers on, and his printed Arkham Asylum uniform, has taken over. Bang. Yeah, that's the first 2 bags. 22 to go. And now we get the base plate involved. Huzzah! And now we're back in my comfort zone, building modular buildings. I've done a lot of this year, and this is only the second new modular building that I've built in 2025. Obviously, after Tudor Corner back at the start of the year. We are not getting a Marvel one this year, but we have got, of course, this DC one instead. And the next one I build, next new one anyway I build, will be whatever we get for the 1st of January. Feel free to rampantly speculate on what that might be down in the comment section. But yeah, as you can see, it's coming together quite nicely. We've got the 2 buildings like on either side of the plate with the little gap at the back and the little gap at the front. And what I'm already noticing at this early stage is that those bright green base plates that we're using really do shine through where you've got that broken up driveway that you can see on the front of the building. I'm not sure I super strongly dislike it. It could just as easily be grass growing. At least it's not like purple or something ridiculous like that, but it might be something that we look to change at some point. But we've got the front door on, which is very cleverly done with a little diagonal build, and now we're getting the rest of the foundation of the building in place. We are 7 bags in, and this is where we've got to. We have the main front door of the building on. We also have this padded cell, which is a little bit alarming around the side there, plus a few computer terminals. A lot of the flooring is in. I think this row along here is where the cells go. It looks like there are going to be some gaps in the base plate. I don't know if more stuff is going to be going over the top of that. We've got a lot of green showing through at the moment, which obviously would have been dark grey on the original design. So we might, if that's all going to stay exposed, we might have to swap that plate over at some point. I'll have to order a dark bluish grey one or a couple. Or I might just be happy with it being green. And our version's got a little bit of green there. But yeah, it is coming together quite nicely. There's certainly the front door and the steps leading up to it have been assembled in a very snazzy manner. And then we've got a few minifigures as well, including, which I don't know if this is a completely new Batman. It's certainly a cape I've not seen before. And yeah, we've got that same kind of fabric lopsided cape replicated there as well. So some cool bits and bobs. I'll continue to get the walls on. While Pasco's getting the walls on, I'm continuing to ponder about this green base plate showing through situation. As I'm watching it back, I'm thinking, rather than swapping the base plate over entirely, the other option would be to just fill it in with more of that dark bluish grey tile and actually tile it over properly. We don't need to have the the broken apart bits in the driveway. We've got, as you'll see as the building comes together, there's lots of walls with holes and escape routes, and there's a gap in the fence. And obviously it's very much intended to be an Arkham Asylum that is mid-breakout. But we can, I mean, that doesn't mean they necessarily have to have destroyed the driveway. So if the green really does start to bother me, I've got plenty of dark bluish grey tile that we can solve that problem with and just cover it all across. But we've just put in all of the ground floor cells across the back there from the angle we're looking at it now, with a little sliding door so that we can open and close all the cell doors in one go. There's one of the holes in the wall that I mentioned before. There's a few of them scattered around the building, and now we're just getting some of the back detail on, some of the fences in place as well. And we're pretty much approaching the point where downstairs is finished. And there we have the end of book 1 and the end of the ground floor, which does look very, very cool. I don't actually mind the green showing through at the front there. I think it just looks like grass that's growing on a disheveled driveway rather than a battered up driveway, which I think looks absolutely fine. I don't think I'm going to have an issue with that at all. The fence is very, very cool. We've got the gates that open up on the front, the door, and then the little computer room check-in area there, and then the cells at the back with a play feature, one of a number of play features, but you can slide the skip back and that opens and closes the cells to let all the rascals out. We've got a few little escape routes, as you can see, around the whole thing. Lots of escape routes, but yeah, I think it looks very, very cool. I am starting to get an idea for how it's going to fit together as a corner piece as well. I need to get into the city and get it next to some other modulars to properly experiment with it, but I think it's going to fit in just fine. But it is now gone 10 o'clock at night. I've been building this for a good 3 hours or so, I should think. So we will pick it up tomorrow, build the top half, and then it'll be done and we can have a proper look at it. I'm very much having a very nice time. The next day, the next instruction book. No blurb in this one. We're just straight on, all business. Inside of the front cover has the instructions for our next minifigure. Let's crack on with the upstairs. Of course, means because the set follows all of the normal rules of a Lego modular building, means we can move the downstairs to one side entirely, because the top floor will just lift off in full and we'll be able to still get involved in all of the stuff that's going on inside, and just once we've finished building the upstairs we can pop it on. So we've got the floor plan. You can see, probably get a better idea from that angle what the actual shape of the floor plan is, and you do have that little bit between effectively the two wings of the building where you have that little diagonal entrance and a little bit of pathway linking together the two sides. The way the upstairs is set up is on top of the cells from downstairs. You have upstairs cells, so I think we've got cell space for 6 prisoners or patient. Are they prisoners or patients at Arkham Asylum? And then the other side that we're just putting together now is a little office that it's not clear whose office it is, because it's got Harley Quinn's name on the door, but Doctor Strange's diploma is on the wall inside. So maybe they share an office. But either way, that office is going in, as well as a little bit of corridor with another little security area, a little security door to go through with a red and a green light, computer terminal, and we've got a little water cooler as well. And as you can see, more holes in the walls for escapes as well. I feel like they're holes where you've just had some big guy just walk straight through, because they look big guy human shaped. So that brings us to the end of bag 18, which gets the second, or I guess first floor done. Although Arkham Asylum's in America, so I guess we go first floor, second floor, whereas in the UK, we'd go ground floor, first floor. We got this floor done, which we can obviously pop off and have a little look at. So we've got another row of these cells, which again have their little sliding in and out, letting you in and out of the cells situation. We've also got the backs of all the cells pop out. That's the same on every floor, so you can get into the back of them and play. There's quite a lot of cool play features on this set. We've also got a little office, which is, it's got Harley Quinn's name on the door, but it's got Doctor Strange's diploma on the wall. So I guess they share an office, and then we've got this little walkway that goes round to what looks like a water cooler, and you've got the little security zone in there as well, and lots of these holes, because obviously there's breakouts going on all over the place. So lots of holes in lots of walls. There's 6 more bags to go. Do we get another floor on this? I think it's just an elaborate Gothic roof now. I don't think we get a 3rd story. I guess we're about to find out. It is looking very, very cool though. I like this a lot. And here we go then into the final stretch, which is the roof. Lots of grey and black pieces for this one, and a little disappointingly, I'm not sure if I am actually disappointed, but there's no actual roof access. It is very much just the structure of a roof. There's no like loft space, attic space, whatever you want to call it, like you get in some of the buildings. Again, thinking of the Home Alone house in particular, you have that whole area up in the roof. You get it in some of the modular buildings as well, but this is very much just a structural roof that you can't really get access to. It does look very cool when all is said and done though, but for something that takes up as much vertical space as it does, it seems like a little bit of a missed opportunity not to be able to access it. But as you can see, those plates just cover it off completely, and then we get the fancy pointy bits on to finish it off. Big fancy Gothic style roof done, complete with it's like half a dozen of the stickers with just little nods to characters that are scattered around the roof. But that is there's nothing in it. It is just a roof structure. We've got this cool little searchlight that goes down over the courtyard as well, and we now only have 1 bag remaining, plus this piece of roller coaster and some Arkham Asylum stickers. So I'm thinking we're getting a sign over the gate, and then whatever this is this for the sign, or does this do something else? This might be for the sign. Final bag. You can always tell when I'm filming late at night and I'm starting to get tired, because what on earth I thought it could be for, if not the sign, I do not know. But yeah, that obviously is what supports the sign. And then the majority of the rest of this time lapse is me fiddling around with minifigures and trying to set up some cool scenes so that I can show you it in all its glory. Goodness me, you get a lot of these clear connector pieces to set the minifigures up and display them how you want to display them, but this is what we're going for. Obviously, it's going to be going into the Lego City, so we're going to have to work out how to get a building here and a building here. And I think it'll be fine. I think we can make something work. I need to do some experimentation, so that will be another video. But looking at the actual building itself, it is absolutely incredible. It's everything I ever wanted. It would have been nice. Hold on. It's not fully pressed down there. It would have been nice if it was a smidgen bigger. It's the same criticism I had with the X Mansion last year. Obviously, you've got that balance between fitting it onto a base plate and making it like so that it's a reasonable price and not an absolutely absurd, enormous thing, but balancing that out with the fact that it is an actual prison that's effectively the size of the modular pet shop that we've got in the Lego City. So it's something that I don't think you're ever going to get exactly right, and you have to apply a little bit of that Lego imagination when picturing it in the city. That obviously it goes back further, there's more of it, we're just getting an impression of an Arkham Asylum. And as far as it being a display piece goes, I think it's absolutely fantastic. The minifigures, the truck, the amount of posability and playable features, and yeah, there's a lot to it, and I think it's going to look very, very cool in the Lego City as well. As far as build time goes, over the course of 2 evenings, it's probably taken me between 6 and 8 hours. I'll know for sure when I'm looking at the time lapses, but I think probably about 6 to 8 hours, and that feels about right on a value for money perspective for a set that's what, nearly 3,000 pieces, around about 3,000 pieces. 2,953 pieces, and I am very happy with it. And now I need to get it into the Lego City and work out how it all fits together. I'm already thinking maybe putting it near the X Mansion and near the haunted house and near some of our other weirder buildings, rather than having it next to the normal modulars where it will look a little bit weird and out of scale. If we put all the weird out of scale stuff together, all of a sudden it looks like it's in scale, and then we'll be happy. But yeah, it's very, very cool. I'm very, very tired. It's getting on for 11 o'clock at night, and I'm not usually up this late, but I've had so much fun doing this that I've just stayed up late 2 nights in a row. It's very out of character for me, but I now need to go for a lovely sleepy. So let me know down in the comments if you've built it yet, what you think of it. Are you waiting to pick it up? Are you waiting for it on a discount? Do you not like it? Would very much like any and all of your feedback. And if you've got suggestions for where I can integrate it within the city, I'm very much looking forward to hearing them, because that's probably going to be one of the next videos on the channel, me figuring out where to put this. But I think that's certainly, for a set of this size, the fastest turnaround I've ever had on a new set. It's like 11 o'clock at night on Wednesday the 10th as I'm recording this, and I got home from buying this set at like lunchtime on Tuesday the 9th. So yeah, I have been like a child with a new toy over the last 24 hours or so, and it's one of the wonderful things about Lego. It creates that childlike wonder in us, and I definitely get that from this set. As a big Batman guy, as a big modular guy, I am happy and feel like I got value for money. So big thumbs up on that. But if you have enjoyed the video and you want to see more stuff like this, like I said at the start, we don't really do a lot of reviews, but if you want to see more reviews, let me know down in the comments. And if enough people want it, it's something we could maybe experiment with doing a little bit more. If you have enjoyed it, leave a thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for loads more Lego content. And thank you very much for watching.